So my girlfriend Jacqueline Journey is her name. She wrote a book, and it's called The Divas in the Details. And she came to the radio station a few weeks ago, and she dropped off some books, and she was telling me about this concept. And as she was explaining it to me, I didn't even have the nerve to tell her, oh my gosh, I have what you're talking about. She's like, it's this phenomena that, you know, women think that they are a fraud, even if they're high achievers. They've had success. They've been great in their field. Women like Kate Winslet, Maya Angelou, Sonia Sotomayor, the first Hispanic U.S. Supreme Court Justice. All these women talk about something, and it's a very real condition. It's called imposter syndrome. It was coined by psychologists back in 1978. And it talks about even individuals that are high achieving, that do really good things in their professional life, feel like at any moment they're going to be discovered for the fraud they are. And that even though they've achieved great things, they've done great things, they always feel like everybody's going to find me out. They're going to know I'm a fraud and that I have nothing, and basically the emperor has no clothes. And it was just, when she was explaining this concept to me, sitting right here in the studio, I was like, oh, those poor women, poor Kate Winslet, poor Maya Angelou. And the whole time she was explaining to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I have that.
So
I've always had that.
here's the thing, though. This is not a woman thing. This is a human thing where people sometimes, just guys, girl, everybody, they're people that they achieve something, and I think part of the human condition is to be like, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. Someone's going to find me out for not being, they think I'm better than what I am. I really don't think that's a girl thing. I think that's a human thing.
But when you've achieved great things, what is it that makes you feel like they're going to discover me as a fraud? Do they feel, the people that have achieved that success feel that maybe there was somebody that gave them a leg up and took them to a level they didn't deserve to be?
That's what a lot of the women are saying in this book, that, you know, even if they did a good job, they always felt like, oh, it was somebody that helped me. It was somebody else's work that got me here, and so I'm going to be discovered as a fraud. I was always looking over my shoulder, wondering if I measured up, wondering if I was going to be discovered. It's a very weird thing that I've never heard anybody verbalize before.
You hear musicians talk about it a lot because there's so much competition with being a musician, and they think they've got to this other place. And then, like, oh my gosh, look at that guy, or look at that girl, look what they're doing. I'll never be as good as them, and people are giving me all this light, I'm in the limelight when there's people way better than me.
It's the insecurities that humans
insecurity,
have.
for sure.
That a lot of times we don't really express our insecurities because we're afraid that when we do, it makes us look weak.
Dave Chappelle talks about that sometimes. He'll be up on stage and he'll feel really confident, and everyone's laughing, and then there's one person in the audience that's not laughing, and then he's like, why is that person not laughing? What, am I not that funny? And he
zones in on the one person who's not laughing.
It's a weird
instead
thing.
of the hundreds that are.
I think that's what a lot of people. I'm sure you probably sometimes doing stuff for the show, a negative comment may stick out more than a positive comment.
Not since he's had that hair.
Agreed.
I think it's probably the ebbs and flows that everybody has. I think that for whatever reasons, I think that sometimes we feel more confident. I think other times we feel more insecure. I think as they look at it too, it has a lot to do. There are just all these little things that you do with yourself, and I've tried to identify times where I think anybody would feel that way. I think you're right, Jay Bird, and it can be like a human condition kind of thing. I think that they can be brought on by things like when you're not well rested.
Big time.
When you're tired.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You do. The thoughts get in your head when you're not well rested enough.
The older you get, the more important you realize how sleep is for you.
Oh,
it can really mess up your thoughts and your whole psyche.
Yeah. Food, all those kind of things are just kind of keeping a good balance with everything that you do. That I think can affect it. And I think another part of it's your hormones too. I think as they start to look at hormones, they're finding that a lot of personalities are dictated by what your hormone level is. You know, whether you've got more testosterone or less testosterone is determining for a lot of people. In fact, they even linked it last week to religious beliefs. They found that men who had higher testosterone levels were less religious. And maybe a sense that they felt stronger and more self-independent. And
I am God!
Right. That's kind of it. Like they didn't think it was a sign of weakness to believe in a higher being. It's like, I can do it all myself.
Do you have any of that's like that Oprah music? I just want to have a moment with Virginia really quick.
Yeah.
Because I think she needs to realize something and she needs to know
Some
something.
positive
I
affirmations.
feel like you're about to start mocking
No,
me.
I'm not, because you do a great job when you do the dirt of the day. I've heard other women do the dirt of the day, and it's never as good as yours. You're looking younger. You're good enough. You have a great-looking witch's jacket on right now.
Watch out, I'm going to put a spell on you.
Yeah, I think you're great.
Do they recommend anything in the book to deal with these moments where you feel like you're a fraud and you're going to get exposed?
Yes. So this book is so cool. It's not massive. It's not going to be a big, long read. It's me and Magnolia are actually reading it together right now. And it talks about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So many little tips. I'm going to keep these books with me. And so any event that I do and go out to, any girls, women, even men who want to grab one of these books from me.
Men?
Even men.
The evil men?
I will give you a
Men
book.
can read the divas and the details.
Look,
Do they have kind of like a dummy cover you could put on that? You're
I know
reading
some
what?
men that are bigger divas than me. One's sitting to my left.
Oh, get out. Yeah, I'm a bigger diva than... Deaver?
Beaver?
I can't even
He's
talk.
a cousin of the beaver. The Diva. Now, I'll have them with me. So if anybody wants one of these books, the Jacqueline Journey, my local girlfriend wrote this book, and she's just awesome. She started her own production company. She made her own movie.
Yeah.
What are you insecure about, Kev? Not physically, but internally. Do you have an insecurity you want to get off your chest? We're all sharing here.
Nope. Doing
Kevin,
good.
do you have feelings?
Nope.
Are you a robot?
That's great. That's awesome. If you're nailing it, then yeah.
Yeah. Completely dialed in.
So I the slave. I got the sheets on.